What's going on, comic friends, and welcome back to Code Comics here on the Hood Rap Podcast. We got a fresh show because the last show was a lost episode that we wanted to air because we had technical difficulties that week. But we're all back and ready to go, right?
Ready to go. Let's go.
We're ready to go, man. So a little bit about Code Comics. If you've been watching this for the last 20 episodes, you already know. But if you're new to it, we look at books that went from top to not. Maybe some books that you may have forgotten in your comic book freezer. But in general, we're here to help you find deals in a world full of comic deals right now.
Yep.
Yeah, and we just leave the drama sauce off of it. I was watching the stream last night.
Plain dry.
Yeah, man. I was watching the stream last night. And I was just like, man, there is so much drama in a comic world.
Man. It never ends, it feels like.
I just feel like some people are just like, just trying to get as much as they can out of it.
Squeeze it for every little every little bit, every little ounce of look at me, or every little ounce of drama that they can find,
It's like that, that toothpaste you got, man, and you're just like, like, dang, I know I could get one more, like, a little bit more to brush my teeth tonight, like, and you do it like 10 times and it works, but the 11th time, like, damn, what the heck, dude, bro? Yeah, so, but that's not what we're here to do. We're here to do what, bro?
We're here to find all the deals, baby, and to stay cool.
Stay cool, man. That's what we do.
That's it.
All right, amigos. So for the first fresh book on our code list is X-Men number 221. This went from number 57. Oh, this is at number 57. It's 37 spots down from number 20. This was published back on September 10th, 1987. It was written by the great Sir Chris Claremont with the cover by Mark Silvestri. This is the first full appearance of Mr. Sinister. This is a repeat offender. We talked about this before. We both thought this would be a great character for like the new Marvel, shows, right? Like
I hope that happens. That's it. He's rumored to be on the X-Men 92 or 97 cartoon that's supposed to come out. So I hope he shows back up, man, because he was awesome in the original.
Yeah, he is awesome. I just think he would be an awesome live character too. He'd be a pretty easy character to do. You just got to paint him kind of blue and pale or whatever. Red eyes, and
give him some crazy costume. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like it'd be good, man. But if you don't know about Mr. Sinister, he's a brilliant but ruthless geneticist who has a knack for manipulation. He's not the most moralist guy. Like he doesn't have any morals. He's obsessed with he's obsessed with evolution and genetic experimentation. He's also he's just a scary guy with the God complex, right? Like
pretty much,
Like he just wants to be God, and he wants to create his own creatures, and he wants to make the finest mutants he can, I guess, and be called Papa. So that's just him, But let's see what's going on at on CGC and the census over here on GoCollect. All right, so here we go with X-Men 221. There's about 8,000 graded on the Universal. Signs, there's about 1,088 with Chris Claremont signature all over the X-Men, the X-Men logo. Like
scribbling all over it. Yep.
4 of these are with the label of death, and then 17 qualified. 9.9s, there's actually 2 on the census that sold 4 times. The last one sold, looks like on 9/13/2019 for $5,401. Oh, these 9.9s, man. Click how much compared. Look, the 9.8s are the FMV on the 9.8 is $290. So that's a lot of money.
That's a hike, dude. That gap is like the Grand Canyon.
It is the Grand Canyon, bro. That's the Empire State Building, bro.
Yeah,
like in my house. There's about 1,900 on the census. The 1-year moving average on that 9.8 is 293, and the 30-day moving average is 277. The 9.6s, there's about almost 2,000 of them on the census for 9.6. The FMV is $140. The 1-year moving average is 124, and the 3-day moving average is 103. And the 9.4s, 1,300 on the census. FMV is about 85, and then the 1 year average is 93. 30-day moving average is 83. Let's just stop right there because that 9.6 right there looks like it's the one, man. You know, like that
That's
9.6.
yeah, yep, that's it. I've seen a couple people actually trying to get rid of this book in a 9.6 for like $100, $110. So the deals are out there. You can get them right now for that's the sweet spot, I think, unless you just want to that 9.8 so bad you're going to save up another $100, right?
Yeah, but man, like you said before, remember, yeah, if you really want that 9.8, you could buy that 9.6, crack it, do
Yeah.
some magic, and
Hmm.
send it back in, and maybe you'll get a 9.9.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so
I think yeah.
you know, with how they're doing it over there nowadays. But
For real.
we'll leave it to the professionals on the other channel regarding those
Yeah.
9.9s because
Yeah. Yeah.
we've already beat that up the tree. You know, in
Yeah,
the last
yeah,
in the
that's
last
right.
fresh episode.
That horse is dead and my feet are tired from kicking it.
Yeah, man, I can't find any water in the well anymore, so that means we gotta look for another well.
Man, we're full of the analogies today.
But let's go check out what's going on over here on eBay and the fresh sales. All right, amigos. So here we go with the fresh sales over here on eBay. Hey, Craig, just
Huh.
you know, like what's going on eBay? They have live on eBay. Have you seen that before, bro?
Yeah. The last couple weeks, I've been noticing more and more people do it. A lot of people who are doing Whatnot, they haven't completely switched because they still do Whatnot, but they do eBay live on a different night of the week. So I've been
Yeah,
noticing people are jumping on that train.
yeah. I see my boy Rage Theo on there, man. Go check him out. You know, he's always a trusted seller. But I was
Yeah,
watching
yeah,
his eBay live, and I was like, man, we gotta do this. You know,
yeah.
so.
Yeah. That's a good idea. I mean,
I think it's a way bigger audience than you know, what's it called? I forgot.
Whatnot.
Whatnot. Yeah, yeah, whatnot. You know,
Yeah. Well,
so
I mean, the world uses eBay, right?
mhm.
Whatnot is like very niche. It goes for whatever you're kind of looking for. So, you might just like open up your eBay on Tuesday night and it goes, oh, hey, comic show. Oh, I haven't looked at comic books in a while. I'll check this out, kind of thing.
Yeah, tell us your thoughts in the comments about eBay Live because I mean I just saw it the other day because I mean I saw it yesterday because my friend was on there,
Yeah.
Rage. So I went and checked him out. I was like, yeah, this is interesting, man. So there you go, man. I would say like sayonara to whatnot because
To whatnot.
once
Yeah. I don't know.
yeah, it looks just like eBay, man. I mean, eBay
Just like
looks just
whatnot.
like whatnot now. You know, if you look
Oh
through it,
man, yeah,
yeah.
it
So
might be the way to go too. Because the thing I like about eBay is it's like it is trusted, right? You're gonna
yeah,
get your money or you're gonna get your book. I mean, and whatnot has kind of seemed like that too from the couple times I've looked at it. But I mean, who knows, right? It's a fair game.
it's a fair game, man. But let's check out these books right now on February 4th for that X-Men 221. We see a 9.8 going at $246, which is about like you know, the FMB over there
Yeah, right around it.
on GoCollect. On February 4th, we see a 9.6 that went for 112. So there you go,
There you
right?
go.
Like
Yep.
yes, below FMV.
Mhm.
And there was actually 34 bids on that one.
Wow,
Um,
that's a
and
lot.
another look at this one, another 9.6 went for 204.
Oh, that's a newsstand. Yeah,
The
that's so
newsstand,
that's
yep,
yeah.
newsstand, yep,
Hmm.
yep. They didn't even put yeah, it's a newsstand, so those would that makes sense. And then a 9.8, but look at this one. A 9.8 went for 235 back on February 4th as well, and that's a direct. Um,
Wow.
but so it looks like that guy on February 4th got a pretty good deal.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
not
got
bad.
that's yeah for sure. That's a great deal. I think it was like right around like what you were saying. That was the FMV, so it's perfect.
Yeah. February 4th for the Raws. We're looking at the Raws on the right side of the screen. Looks like a, you know, decent copy went for 25 bucks. Then a second print variant went for $39. You can see that box is different than that the box above.
Yeah,
Um, and then here a newsstand went for I would say 45 bucks right there
yeah,
on
it's
February
yeah.
3rd.
Mhm.
And then on let me see here. On February 3rd, another one went for about 30 bucks, you know, a
Yeah.
newsstand edition.
Mhm.
I have a newsstand and I do have like I think I have the direct. So I have a couple copies of these. How about you? How about you, bro?
I got one, and I just found it actually. It's there was a box next to me with a bunch of slabs in it that I had forgotten about, and I got a 9.6 direct. I totally forgot
96
that I had
direct. Oh,
it.
nice, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, awesome. But hopefully, you know, we'll see this guy in the cartoons pretty soon because back in the 90s, that was a fun show with him on it.
Yeah, man. Fingers crossed, because I loved watching that show because of him.
Yep.
All right, friends. Next book up on the list today, second book. This is Tales of the Teen Titans, number 44. The first appearance of, see if I get my finger going to that guy right there.
Yeah.
Nightwing. This is his first appearance as Nightwing. Dick Grayson, he switches from the moniker of Robin and becomes Nightwing in this issue.
He grows up.
Yeah, exactly. He kind of comes into his own. And I mean, I don't know. I think his first costume choice was a bit of the sketchy one, but it was a product of the times, right? I mean, look at that flared collar right there. That thing is
the 70s, bro.
That's yeah, 70s. Dude. It's pretty sick. It's 80s, but it's pretty sick. I mean, It has that little 70s influence to it, but yeah, this is the first appearance of Nightwing. Dick Grayson as Nightwing. This was at number 44. It's down 25 spots to number 63. Hasn't sunk that far. This is a book that is always going to be right. If it's not in the top 100, like I've said before, it'll be hovering right around there because people are always looking for this book, especially in high grade, right?
Yeah, but it's an underrated book, bro. I think it's super underrated.
Big time underrated book, like super underrated book. You can find this book like every con you go to. Most LTSs have a copy or two of this book, like on the wall, and you can get it relatively cheap raw. And we'll look at the eBay sales and kind of see that in a second. But people are kind of catching on, so it has gone up a little bit. But like right now, it's cooled, right? Mm-hmm. So hopefully, this would be a great time to get this book. But his first appearance. This is the first appearance of Jericho too, I think.
Jericho, yep.
Yeah, yep, right. And Deathstroke's son, and with Deathstroke, Jericho, and Nightwing on the cover right there. Like it's an awesome cover. Rad George Perez artwork on this cover, right? And this is an always desirable book. People are always going to be looking for it.
Yeah, I was lucky enough, man, to get this book signed by Perez and Slab. I think I have like a 9.6 or something like that.
Oh,
that might be wrong. Yeah,
that's great. I have this book as well. I think it's either a 9.2 or a 9.4, but it's signed by Perez as well. And I didn't get it signed, but I bought it like that because awesome. Nightwing is my wife's second favorite character. So I got this for her one year. I was like, hey, this is like, we're never gonna see this again. And then like a year later, he passed away. So
yeah, one of the greats, man.
Yeah, exactly. R.I.P. Let's check out what CGC and the census is going on with this book right here. All right, over on GoCollect and the CGC census module we got going on right here. You can see right there, key issue, first appearance Dick Grayson as Nightwing, first appearance Jericho, origin of Deathstroke. Like I was talking about, Adrian Roy, Gaspar Saldino, Todd Klein, and the great George Perez, and written by the awesome Marv Wolfman. Came out July 10th, 1984. For whopping 75 cents. On the universal census right here, there's 6,567 graded signature series. Probably all George Perez and Marv Wolfman, pretty much. 1,444, 10 labels of deaths, and 33 qualifieds. On the census, there's 4 9.9s, and they have never sold. And to be honest, if I got a 9.9 in this book, I probably wouldn't sell it either.
Nope.
9.8s, there's just over 1,200 with 881 sales. Your FMV on a 9.8 blue label of this book is $300. Your 1 year average is 348, and your 30-day average is 273. 9.6s, there's just over 1,800, and your FMV is 140. Your 1 year average with the 9.6 is 147, and the 30-day is 133. And your 9.4s, which I think is what I have, and maybe what Hood has too. There's 1,263 on the census. FMV is 110, and your 1 year is 115. 90 days, $92. 30 days, 104. So that looks like right around 9.4, 9.6. That's a sweet spot if you want a blue label of this book.
That is dirt cheap for this book, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. I mean, for a slabbed copy of this book, that is very, very cheap for a pretty high grade. Obviously your FMV on your 9.8's 300, and you could probably get a 9.8 for around $260, I would imagine, if you threw out
Mhm.
offers. So that's not bad for your blue label, but for people who love George Perez, like me and Hood, you want that signature on there, and you can't get his signature anymore. So that's why
Nope.
I'll never sell my signed copy of this, just because my wife loves the character so much. I love the character of Nightwing too. He's pretty awesome. But people are always hunting for that signature, and now you can't get his signature anymore. And I also heard, unfortunately, I don't know, maybe I'm misheard, but I heard Marv Wolfman isn't in the best health either. So,
Yeah, he hasn't been
if
signing for a while, right?
yeah, I mean, he's actually local around here, around where I live in Southern California, in Orange County. He lives somewhere around here. And I know that there's a local shop he signs stuff at every once in a while, just because he goes in there to look and see what's going on with comics. Um, so he can, show up and sign it at shops, but I don't think he's doing any like CGC signings or con signings anymore. So
Nah, that's sad, man.
yeah, it's kind of a bummer, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Get those Wolfman signatures while you can, I guess, is what I'm saying. All right, over on the Electronic Bay on February 4th. There you go. First one off the bat. You get a
Wow.
9.6 for $105, man.
Whoa,
So
man.
so
What a
with
steal.
$20 shipping, 125 for a 9.8. That's a fantastic
Bro,
deal.
why don't I even get my slab when I can get a
Yeah,
9.6 for
right.
100 bucks now?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I said 9.8, but 9.6. Yeah, you're right. I mean, that's a great deal. I might pick up another copy of this. Who knows? Uh, on the second, it looks like a 9.4 best offer accepted for 110 under best offer accepted. Probably around $100, $95. I'm sure they probably got a 9.4. Not bad at all. On January 31st, a 9.8 went for $359.99, so $360. And then on the 28th, another 9.8 went for $280. So that's exactly what FMV is.
Mhm.
Like right there, pretty much, with shipping all in for right there. On the raw side of things, like I was saying, you can find this book relatively inexpensive.
Unbelievable, bro.
Eight,
Unbelievable.
$18 for a newsstand. I mean, it looks a little beat up, but still, if you really wanted this book, you want the book, right? $18, that's a great price. There's another one right below it. It's a direct copy, $10 with
$10.
$5 shipping. What a steal for this book, dude! I'd pay that. I'd pay that all the time. And then it looks like maybe a higher grade copy on February 3rd went for best offer accepted of 65, and then one more on the 3rd went for 36. So generally under $40, most of the time under $30, you can find this book. This book was printed pretty heavily, so you can get it. It's out there. Yeah, look for it. Look for that book that you want, and save a little bit of money. It doesn't look like very much, and get it.
All right, friends. Up next, we got X Factor number 6, a classic book. This was at number 51. It's down 32 spots at 83. This was published on July 10th, 1986. It's written by the great Louis Simonson. Cover was by Ron Frenz. Ron, who did the Spider-Man classic. What is that? ASM. Come on, 2.
I can't remember the number.
Tell us in the
What
comments.
number? Yeah. What is that? What is that? I can't think of it. It's on the tip of my brain or my tongue.
I can see it in my head. I
Yeah.
can see my brain, but
Now I
it's
don't.
not
Now it's
it's not
gonna bother
coming to
me.
me. Yeah, it'll bother us. We'll figure that out.
Yep.
This is the first full appearance of Apocalypse. Apocalypse is all about like mutant supremacy.
Hmm.
He's all about the survival of the fittest. So that doesn't count the humans because mutants can just take out the humans. So he's like, why are we even messing around? Like we are
Yeah.
the strongest. We should be able to take over this whole world.
Yeah.
He's
Screw them
most known.
humans.
Yeah, he's most known as being an immortal and his godlike powers. And he's always been like a formidable force against the X-Men who want to, who want to live with the humans and be
Yeah.
part with the humans. And, you know,
Coexist. Yep. Yeah.
Apocalypse is like, hell no, bro. Like survival of the
Yep.
fittest, man. We
Yep.
should be ruling this planet. And he is also telepathic as well.
Mm.
But he's a great character, another character that I don't know why Disney's not using him. Like
I don't either,
he has
man.
so much great characters, going on, like
Yeah.
it doesn't I don't know what's going on over there, man. They're just putting up all these lame characters when they got all this rich history of like
Yep,
awesome villains. You can't have a hit, a hit movie that people are interested without a great villain, and we just don't have any villains right now in Disney. So,
exactly.
and
Mhm.
that's what you're missing. And we went over to Mr.
Yep,
Sinister and Apocalypse Now. Like,
yep.
just get them in
Both these
there.
are they're both perfect choices to adapt to whether you want to do it on the small or the big screen. I think Mr. Sinister more so than Apocalypse because they tried it in
Mhm.
that movie and it didn't really work. But I think that's just because the direction that they went with how he looked the choices for that
Yeah, I
storyline.
remember that
But
one. Yeah, yeah, I remember that one. Yeah,
yeah,
it wasn't the greatest. Yeah,
no, it definitely could have been better. But what do we know? We're just plebes, right? And
we're
we
just
don't
pleased, man.
yeah, we don't write any of this stuff, but let's just like Hood said, man, let's get some good villains going.
Yeah, man, we're just catfish over here, bro. We're just picking everything off the bottom, man. That's all. Let's go check out and see what this book's doing over on CGC, and with GoCollect. All right, we got the answer to that other Ron Friends cover, ASM 252. We were calling 242 and 232, but it
Yeah,
was two.
262, 222.
It
I
was
couldn't
two. We knew
remember
it was.
that.
We didn't know there was two twos in that number somewhere.
Yep. Yeah.
Um, And let's go. Let's check this out. Let's see what's going on over here on CGC with X Factor number 6. So here we go. We have about 7,539 on the census of of this book on the census over at CGC. We have two 9.9s on the census that never were. Um, Never sold.
Yeah.
9.8s. We have 1,221 of these at with $280 on the FMV. Um, the 1 year average is about 324, and the 30-day moving average is 272. So that's staying steady. The 9.6, we have 1,915. The FMV on that is $95. The
Wow.
1 year moving average is about 106, and the 30-day moving average is around 92. 9.4s, we have we have about 1,300, about almost 1,400 on the census.
Mhm.
FMV on that is $80. The 1 year moving average is 80. 30-day moving average is 73. 9.2s, $65 on the FMV with a 30-day moving average of 50.
Wow.
9.6 again, right?
Yeah, dude.
9.6. Yeah. Nine,
You're gonna
hundred
get
bucks.
that, yeah, just or even under probably, like like maybe all in shipped to your house for $100. What a steal.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally, man. Yeah, that's not bad,
No.
yeah, with that what's that? It's just $100. It's just
Yeah,
$100,
dude.
right?
Yeah, that's nothing. This is another underrated one for sure. Like underrated book. 9.8's obviously you're creeping up on $300, but 9.6, what a good deal, man.
What a steal, man. What a steal. Let's check out and see what this book's doing over on eBay. All right, friends. So here we go with what's going on over here on eBay with the fresh sales on February 4th. We have a 9.2 that went for $63, and
Wow.
another 9.6 went for almost $70
Yeah.
on February 3rd. On January 31st, we have a 9.0 that went for $50. Wow,
Hmm.
these prices are pretty good. And
Yeah,
then check
dude.
this out. I have to keep it real, man.
What?
This was like the for sale. It was $8 for a 5.5.
Wow, dude. Like all in
Dude,
for $30. It costs more to grade it.
yeah, man, that's a newsstand too. Look at that.
Yep. Oh
It's
man.
$8. That's crazy.
What a deal.
Hey, what a deal, man. What a deal. Lucky guy.
Yeah.
I would have took that as a slab, $8 for
Oh
sure.
yeah, dude. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, great. Wow. I I don't think I've
Mhm.
ever seen a slab sell for that cheap. Eight
I've never
bucks.
seen a slab sell for under $10.
Yeah. Or
Like no
it
matter
has to
what
be at least
grade.
$40. Like yes,
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
least pay for grading.
Yeah, for real.
And then on February 5th, we have a near mint direct market that look at that. I don't know what that price went for. Look, they want 90
Mm,
bucks. So I'm not even trying to call that one.
nah.
Maybe it
That's
went for
that's
20 bucks. Yeah,
yeah,
it's not gonna
that's
go for
high.
that's a
That's
little high.
yeah. Yeah.
And then on let me see here on February 4th, 2024, we have another one that went for 20 bucks. And on February 3rd, we have a first print high grade that went for $31. And then on February 1st, we have another one that went for $38. So you're looking at $20 for a raw, but if you find a 5.5 newsstand, you could probably get it for $8. So take your pick. Take your pick, right?
Yeah, man. Get that slab.
Get that slab, man. 5.5, $8. Best price you'll find on the bay.
All right, amigos. Next book up on the list is my favorite book of all time. Moon Knight is my favorite character.
Yeah, there's no way you're giving me this. Bro.
Yeah, this is the first appearance of Moon Knight, Werewolf by Night number 32. As you can see, I have it right here. My favorite. I have my Grail, so I'm very lucky to have my Grail. But
got a 9.0.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's gone down considerably in price. So there's a reason it's on this show, right? It's gotten a little bit cold. Now's the time to get this book. This book is at number 96, down 37 spots from number 59. So, insert fingertips on the iceberg Titanic book.
Hold it on.
This book is just eking out the top 100. But just like the Teen Titans 44 and pretty much all the books on this list, they're always desirable. People are always hunting this book. I've considered like 3 times over the last year buying one more copy of this in a lower grade, just because I love the character so much. But it wouldn't. It's super cheap right now. It's unbelievably cheap, even in a high grade. You'll see in just a second. It's a fraction of what it was going for. Obviously before the boom, but now it's even crazier. So, but yeah, I already have 2 copies. It doesn't make sense for me to have another copy, but being the giant fan that I am, I want another one, but I'm not going to get one. but let's check them out right now. Let's check out the prices right now and see what's going on. All right. First appearance and origin of Moon Knight. Gil Kane, Don Perlin, Ray Holloway, Phil Rachelson, written by the great Doug Mensch. Whole whopping quarter when it came out, August 10th, 1975. There's 5,233 universal copies on the census of this one. There's no 9.9s and no 10.0s, which makes sense because, a book that came out in 1975 to be even preserved that well, probably none of them made off the line like that, off the printing line like that. 9.8s on the census. There's 19, with half of those sold, and your FMV on that, which hasn't moved in the last year, is $23,000. So you can get yourself a nice, Honda Civic base model for a World.
I don't even know.
32.
A 23.
Oh,
right
maybe.
Now?
Maybe I'm thinking of when we could buy them in high school or like after high school. That's probably what I'm thinking of. Yeah, you're probably right. At least a good down payment on a Honda Civic. 9.6s, there's 86 on the census. With 39 sales, your FMV on a 9.6 is 7,250. And your 1-year moving average is $9,600. So obviously just, one of those probably being sold in the last year or so. 9.4s, there's 232 on the census. Your FMV is $4,500. 1 year is just over that at $4,764. And your 30-day moving average is $3,700. So, I mean, if somebody has a 9.4 for sale and you got probably $3,000 burning a hole in your pocket and you always wanted it in a 9.4, I bet you could get it. 9.0s, what I have, I'm going to tell you this: the FMV on a 9.0 is $2,400, and I paid over that for my 9.0. Man. So yeah, I mean that's the way it was, right? There was a lot of hype before that show came out.
We didn't know this was all going to happen. We didn't know.
No, yeah, exactly. And the book of the price of this book went really high. I think I saw a 8.0 that was going for, at one point, it was going for like $8,300 or something like that.
Wow.
And people were bidding on it. It was like a bidding war for it. And I'm like, that's crazy, dude. Like people getting FOMO. But this was, years back during the boom. So, obviously not now. Your 8.0, your FMV is only $1,450. But if you look, what I was looking at before, the sweet spot on this one is you're 6'5" right now. Your FMV
Yeah.
is $1,000, but your
That's
30-day
all me, bro.
average, yep, your 30-day average is $718. I bet if you said 675 for a 6'5", I bet you could get it. That'd be a smoking deal for this book. That's a respectable grade. This book came out in 1975. You know, this 60-year-old book essentially.
Or you could just follow T Toys over on Instagram, and
Oh,
maybe he'll
dude.
pop one at 6'5" for $300, bro.
Yeah, dude. I bet you could get it off it from Tees. Yep. He's always moving books like crazy, and I bet you he'll come across one of these and give you a great deal on it. But anyways, this book is going for just fractions of what it was in every single grade. So if you love Moon Knight like I do, go out there and get you one. Okay, over on eBay, you can see on the 4th, 9.2 of this went for $2,325. That's a pretty good. That's very close to what FMV is on that $60 shipping. So they must have had 5 boxes around that thing or something like that. But not bad for $2,325. That's right around what it's kind of going for. A 9.4. Which is right about, well, actually, this is a pretty good deal because a 9.4, the FMV is about $4,500, and somebody got a good deal on
That's
27 bids. Yeah, 3,700 for a 9.4 with that custom label on there too. So that doesn't add to the value very much, but yeah, that's a great deal on a 9.4. Sold on the 4th. Another one on the 4th. 3.5 went for best offer accepted of $629. So I bet you they got it for like $550, $560 or something like that. And then a 9.2 went for $3K straight out. So, that's right around what the FMV is for a 9.2.
Man, people are getting deals though compared to back in the day.
They really are. Yeah, they really, really are. On January 18th, raw copy went for $550. It's probably mid-grade, probably around a 5.0, 5.5, something like that. So it's not bad, but it's not fantastic either. But like Hood saying, man, people are getting the deals. They're looking for this book. They're trying to find it. On the 14th, another copy went for $265 on 41 bids, and that one looks pretty beat up. So hopefully it grades better than it looks. Let's just say that.
Well, you got a discount on it though.
Yeah, exactly. They did get a good deal on it. You can't really argue with that. On the 12th, looks like another copy went for $175 with just $350 shipping. I don't know how you do that. Maybe you built it into the price, but
yeah.
And then on the 8th, one went for $411 on 3 bids. So probably a better looking copy.
And the truth is about these raws. You're seeing January 18th and 14th. I know we're in February, but you can't find these in raw. I tried looking for these in raw on eBay, and everything's slab.
No,
so.
yeah. You're not like, to find this book in raw condition anymore is kind of like finding like a Hulk 180, Hulk 181 in raw condition. You don't see it that often because everyone started slabbing these books, right? Because they were so important and they want them. They wanted to maximize the money on these books if they were going to sell them or preserve it if they were going to hold on to it because it was a favorite character, something like that. But you don't find them raw anymore. So just like he was saying, yeah, I know it's a month back, but yeah, it's hard to find in raw. All my friends who have this book, if I see it in raw, I'm like, wow, I'm surprised it's not slabbed. So.
Yeah, I would be. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, amigo. So here we go with the last book of the show for this new, fresh Code Comics episode number 20. We got the new Teen Titans number 2, another underrated book, and one of my favorite DC characters too. Like you gotta love a mercenary, man, with no love.
Yeah, he don't care about nothing.
A ruthless mercenary. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that. This is at number 90. It is a new book on the list. This was published on December 10th, 1980. This was written again by the great Marv Wolfman, and the art again was by the great George Perez. This is the first appearance of Deathstroke, aka Slade Wilson. That's the man behind the mask. I think you would say like he's DC's super soldier, right? he got the super
Pretty
soldier
much.
serum, and
Yeah,
you know,
he's a somewhat normal dude, but like unbeatable, right? Like he's just ruthless, like you were saying, and hard to beat.
Yep, yep, and he's just he's a thorn in the new Teen Titans side, you know,
Mhm.
for a lot of for forever. I mean,
Yeah, forever.
he's just always around him or his kids, you know.
Yep. Yeah.
Um, yeah, so he has you know, he was like I don't know. He was like a super soldier, and he was a soldier
Mhm.
prior, and he had all these. He was trained to be, you know, Navy SEALish, you know,
Yeah.
special
Yeah.
teams guy. Then he took a
Mhm.
serum. Then he has enhanced agility. He
Mhm.
could take, you know, wounds, and he can heal faster, and all that great stuff that super soldiers do. But he's ruthless. He doesn't care. He's just a mercenary out for money, man. You know, like you pay him, you know, he's gonna get the job done any way that he has to, and he doesn't really care how he gets it done. You
Yep.
know, I remember him in the Teen Titans over on HBO, and I thought SIA Morales was like my favorite
Yeah.
Deathstroke. Right? He
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
sick. I was just like, he
He
was
was
perfect.
awesome. Yeah. Yeah. He did a good job because he was like he was just he fit the portrayal of his character was like he didn't care. You
He
could
didn't
tell
care.
he just didn't care. And I was like, that's exactly how Deathstroke should be.
Yeah, Deathstroke should not care about anything but getting the job done, and
And money.
kill and money and money. That's it. Just
Yep.
money. Pay
Yep.
me and let me get the job done, and I
Yep.
enjoy doing it.
Yep.
um, let's check out and see what this book is doing over on CGC and Go Collect. All right, friends, we got about 6,500 of these on the census. At the 9.9s, we have just one on the census. And this book is, you know, considering we saw we saw what Teen Titans, Tales of Teen Titans number 44 was going. This book is staying steady, man, at a
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
decent price at $700. It is a classic cover. I have this book. You got this book, bro?
I do not have this book. I've this is one of those books I'm looking for in the wild. When I find it, I'll pick it up. But no, I'm not going to buy it online. Eventually, I'll get it.
I actually found this book at a garage sale for $5. I was like, I saw
Deal.
it was number 1 and number 2, and the guy took $10 for both. And I was like,
Yep.
okay, I'll take him.
So
You know?
sold.
So so yeah, 9.8 FMB is $700 on this. The 30-day moving average is about 652. The 9.6, 290. The 1-year average is at 285, and the 30-day moving average is at 263. The 9.4s are at $180 with the 1-year average at 209, 30-day moving average at 163. 9.2s are at 170, 30-day moving average is at 140. I don't know. I'd stop right there about around. I stop around the 9.2s. That's somewhere I would try to get a book either between, I don't know, 9.6 and a 9.2. You know, like
Yeah. Yeah.
what would you
Definitely.
be, man?
Yeah. That 9.2 or 9.4 is kind of. I bet you if you saw a 9.4 and you offered them 150 or 145, you could get it for that. That's it. That's the sweet spot, I think, and that's what I would definitely go for. I'm just whatever when I eventually find this book, I'm gonna try to just get it in the matching grade as my Tales of Teen Titans 44. So
Yeah.
that it's the same grade, and then same, hopefully right around that same price.
All right, friends. So here we go with the fresh sold books over on the Bay. On February 4th, we have a 7.0 that went less than $90. Not bad, man.
No, not at
Pretty good
all.
price.
Yeah.
Then we see a 5.0 that went for $90 plus
All right.
$28, about $100, $110 from the UK.
Wow.
February 3rd, we have a 7.5 that was signed by Mr. Perez, going for
Mm-hmm.
$200.
Okay.
So you can see that price doubled, man. That's
Yeah,
pretty good.
definitely. Yep.
And then 9.6 on February 2nd went for 255 on 35 bids. And then we see here on February 5th, Big Key, it says Big Key went for 219.
Big
That's a
key.
raw.
Yep.
Then a
Wow.
low graded one on February 1st went for $20, 2160 to be exact.
Okay.
And then on January 29th, another one went, I'd say about $75. Doesn't say
Mhm.
what the condition is. Then on January 27th, we see a newsstand that went for $65. So the raws are out there for this book. It wasn't that hard to find, raws.
Yeah.
Um, like it was for Moon Knight. Moon Knight, man, I had to dig. I was like, man, is everything slabbed? Am I gonna find,
Yep.
So
Yeah.
definitely still a good book to buy as a raw, and a classic character that I think, if DC is smart enough, they'll use in the future.
Yeah.
But I think he's a little bit too serious for James Gunn, right? Like there's, the way I look at Deathstroke, it's like, he's the pre-Deadpool, and then Deadpool, he's a merc without a mouth, and then Deadpool is a merc with the mouth, right? Like,
Yeah. That's
so
that's a perfect analogy. Exactly. He was the inspiration for that from Mr. Liefeld, essentially, and just kind of making fun of his character a bit. But yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. He's a little too serious to pull out right away. I think James Gunn is going to make everything a little bit more comical first, like he did with Guardians of the Galaxy on his first couple entries into the DC universe for the films, and then he'll start getting things serious. He might show up when you start to see Batman a little bit more, or something like that, or maybe they introduce the Titans and he'll make a cameo or something like that, I think.
yeah, it'll be dope, man. I can't wait to see this guy, because it's another like character that can be used on the big screen to help out, the studios who are probably suffering because no one's watching movies, so
yeah, get those villains, man. It'll reel the people
we
in.
need good villains. You can't have any good storyline without a good villain with superheroes. You got to have a great villain, so.
Exactly, that conflict's got to be there.
All right, friends, so that's the show for this week. We look forward to seeing you next week. Make sure you go and follow my boy right here, Space Ferret, over on his YouTube channel. See you at the end. We'll put it at the end, and you just have to click on it, and bam, you're there. Make sure you go and check out GoCollect. The link's on the bottom. But most importantly, like I always say, make sure to sub, follow, hit the bell, and all those good things, and leave comments. We love comments. Comments always help the videos. Here at the on this station, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, we like to talk too. We like to talk about comics, man. Talk with us.
We like to talk, man. Just if you have questions, or you want to tell us how bad we are, we don't care. Like, we get
it's all love, baby.
we're big boys. We could take it.
Yeah.
But just leave a comment down there. It helps the show, and it'll make us all happy and warm inside. It's raining out here, man, in Southern California. Like, I'm about to grab my surfboard and surf to work. No matter if it's raining or it's thundering or if it's snowing or whatever, how do we keep it, bro?
Man, it's cold outside, but we keep it cool, baby.
Always
keep it cool.
No matter what, in Southern California.
That's right.
This is how we do, bro.